CFL on CBC. Brought to you by Foster's Lager, bringing the best of the CFL home to you. And by Priority Post Courier, official courier of the Canadian Football League.
Welcome back to Taylor Field in Regina on this August the 7th. The middle of the summer, and it's a beautiful summer's evening here at Taylor Field. Temperature now in the middle 70s Fahrenheit as Ottawa kick off to get this second half underway. Donovan Wright picking up that opening half kickoff from the Ottawa Roughriders, a 35-yard kick and an 8-yard return.
337 yards. Pretty good 30 minutes of work. That's usually a game. You can get I've seen games with less yardage than that, but right now the possession time's pretty well evened out, but explosiveness and big plays has been the difference for Saskatchewan so far. That's why you got all those yards.
Tom Burgess starts the second half, the quarterback for Saskatchewan. Jones, the ball carrier. Jones gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe about a half a yard short.
He wanted to go to his right. He couldn't go there. He had to turn and come back. 17 of 27, 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. I kind of thought we'd see Austin in the ballgame.
So did I, because the head coach said he would like to give Austin some playing time. They lead 34-14. Second half just underway.
He said he would play. He was going to get him in. I figured with a lead like that, this is a good time to get him the experience.
McCray. And he crosses the midfield stripe, gets into Ottawa territory. Charles Merritt hauls him down.
Right up the middle. Mike Anderson, Roger Aldag, and Brian Illibrand right in the middle. The quarterback goes back like it's a pass, hands off to McCray, and boy, did they open it up inside for McCray to run. Watch him. Look at that. Milson Jones makes the block on 35, Patrick Wayne, and McCray goes right around him. Coming from the backside, Merritt has a long way to run.
13:36 to play, third quarter, as Elgard comes into the game, replacing Don Narcisse for Saskatchewan. 3rd and 1, not much of a gamble with that offensive line. Burgess just keeps himself, goes over the middle, picks up the first down.
Right in behind him, just come off the ball. That's when your offensive line, you tell them you have to get off the ball. That's about as good an example as you can see on television. If the quarterback can just go forward with the surge of the offensive line, you can't stop 1 yard.
To say that John Gregory has an experienced team, I'd be putting about 32 or 38 players on the roster were there in 1988.
Well, when you just look at that offensive line, Ken Moore 7 years, and then Mike Anderson at 6. But Roger Aldag 14, Illibrand 12, and Stevenson 8. That is a veteran offensive line.
Bob Poley is into the game, replacing Illibrand. 1st and 10 for Saskatchewan from the 51-yard line. Burgess, quick pass, and it's incomplete.
Throws a hot. That's a hot again. All you do is take it back in the flat, and then coming right into that open area, Ray Elgard. Burgess just threw it behind him. Milson Jones, they block an awful lot. Bang, pick up that linebacker. That's your man, 34. If he gets up on the line of scrimmage, you got to get up on the line of scrimmage. He let him get a little bit too much penetration.
2nd and 10, again from the 51. In and out of the arms of Jeff Fairholm. Incomplete.
Good coverage. He ran a hook pattern just down, stop at the 1st and 10 marker. Pat Wayne, 35, was there. And then coming underneath, another linebacker comes over to help out. You have to throw it away from the defender. Fairholm couldn't hold it.
As the Ottawa Roughrider punt return team come onto the field, Terry Baker getting set to punt. Low spiral, angling off to the corner. Reddick is there. Reddick going back, going back. He can't go back too much further. He had a foot in the end zone, but he's picked up some ground, forced out of bounds at the 15-yard line. You're watching Foster's CFL on CBC. This program is copyright and is for the private use of our audience. Reproduction or retransmission in whole or in part without the express written consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited. I'm Steve Armitage along with Ron Lancaster in the booth. Scott Oak is down on the sidelines. We've got 12:05 remaining to play in the third quarter for John Gregory and the Saskatchewan Roughriders, enjoying a 34-14 lead over the Ottawa Roughriders. Ottawa still looking for their first win of this young season. They came in 0-4, and they're pinning much of their hopes on a young quarterback, Damon Allen, who has been under the gun a bit tonight. A whole lot. Gets that pass away. It falls incomplete. Intended for Byron Williams.
See Damon's stats, 10 of 15, 169 yards and a touchdown. Those are not bad statistics for 30 minutes of football. On this particular play, he rolls to the wide side of the field. If you're going to throw the ball to the outside, you have to plant the foot and step forward. The pressure from Saskatchewan causing him to throw off the back foot, which means it's going to go into the ground a little bit low.
So Allen and the Roughriders will do it again. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 15. Slips a bit, gets up, and tries to run himself. He has to get up to the 25-yard line. Donovan Wright over there to make the tackle for Saskatchewan.
Going to be a little bit short, I believe. He's going to be about 1 yard short, and I don't think Steve's going to take any chances. He looks like he's going to punt the football. Here's what the quarterback sees. Back to pass. Albright's 39 coming on a blitz. It opens up plenty, avoids the sack of Lewis, and now it's just try to get 10. Get down low and dive. Don't take too many hits to the body, not when you're built like Damon. He's not the biggest guy in the world.
Tom Schimmer comes on to punt, and he'll get the punt away from the 15-yard line. Came into the game averaging 39 yards a punt. That's better than his average, taken by Albert Brown, and Brown is dropped at the 47-yard line by Larry Hogue.
Good field position to start again. Tom Burgess stays in at quarterback. I think what they'll do is try to get him another touchdown. You know, let him lead the offense down to another touchdown and then have him call it a night. I know Steve Goldman would like to rest Damon Allen, either when they've got a big lead or they're losing big. But like he said, we must play him. The team has got to get confidence, and he needs to play. So I look for Damon to go the whole way.
1st and 10, Saskatchewan. Ball at the 47. 10:46 to play, third quarter. Good pass to McRae. Across the midfield stripe and gets into Ottawa territory at the 54-yard line. Scott?
Well, Steve, Saskatchewan head coach John Gregory told us in the first 3 games, or the last 3 games the Riders have played, they've faced blitzing defenses, and as a result, Saskatchewan quarterbacks, in particular Tom Burgess, have benefited from this flak jacket, modified and designed by their equipment manager, Normie Fong. Tom Burgess may not have taken many shots tonight, but he took a lot in the Riders' last 3 games, and this has provided some protection for his kidneys and his lower rib cage. Steve?
Scott, something that may have prolonged the career of my broadcast partner, Ron Lancaster. Did not know what a flak jacket was. Just went out there with shirt and pads on. No. Another myth about to be blown in.
All them, they blow them all, Steve. That offensive line does a good job. Watch this. Just come off the football, knock them out there, and let the good backs run. Milson Jones, take it straight ahead. Take what you can get. Gets hit, bounces off. Milson's good at bouncing off, keeping those legs moving. Finally falls forward, but he's got a 1st and 10. But that offensive line job, get him into the secondary, and then it's up to him to get it.
Jones and McRae have done the job for the Riders so far. Again, Jones, this time, down across the 45-yard line.
Good time to work on that running game. When you have a lead, when you're running the football, time's going off the clock, and you don't get to work live in practice. You don't beat your players up in practice. We heard the coaches from Ottawa and Saskatchewan tell us today, you haven't even worn pads because they need the rest for the players. This is the time to work on your running game a little bit.
2nd and 5 from the 45. 9:06 to play, third quarter. 34-14. Saskatchewan lead. Quick pass over the middle, complete to McRae. McRae down inside the 50-yard line. Dropped down by Jared Wilson.
Well, coming from the reverse now. We're going to see McRae just jump out of the backfield and inside. He saw the linebackers coming. Burgess is checking his wrist. Watch, coming to your side, bottom of the screen. There goes McRae. Burgess sees him, throws it hot. They say he's good at that, and you're seeing why. And then you get him into the secondary, and he's got good speed. Well, it's tough to blitz a quarterback when he reads it that fast.
A 32-yard gain for Saskatchewan. 1st and 10, ball at the 14. Burgess to a wide open Jones. Jones should go in from there. He does.
Look downfield, look him off. You saw Tom Burgess look deep. The defenders kept dropping. He just throws it out into flat to Milton Jones. Jones goes in, not much problem. I think that's, what, 4 touchdown passes for Burgess?
You cannot give a big power back like Milton Jones that much room. Ridgway with the point after, and that makes it 41-14. More action from Taylor Field in Regina right after this. Milton Jones giving the Saskatchewan Roughriders a 41-14 lead. It took them 2 minutes and 44 seconds on the drive and only 5 plays.
Tom Burgess, now as we said, he'll look downfield. Look down. Keep your eyes downfield. Go to the flat with it after you look those defenders. Make them get deep. Now just head to the goal line. He bounces around, dives in. No problem.
44.
Come off.
Seat number 23. Bring your game ticket down.
Doing the seam. He's got the seam.
Now.
Splits it. Touchdown. Nothing to it.
Coming up on the scoreboard is the touchdown.
Just the way it was diagrammed, but you give that man any kind of room, and he's going to do it to you. And he did. Dawson at the 25. Got some room. And tripped up as he crossed the 35-yard line. Don Narcisse making the tackle. 61-yard kick, a 25-yard return. The battle of the quarterbacks so far, all Burgess. 305 to 169.
Well, I think the difference is that Burgess has come up with big plays. They've turned little dump passes like that last one we saw to McCray, turns it to 32-yard gain. Allen is working hard for his because he's getting a lot of pressure. He's got to still stay patient. You can't get him back all at once.
Allen dumps it off the lead. Or the lead up to the 42-yard line. Donovan right there to make the tackle.
Donovan Wright just dropped back, and when the ball's laid off, he's up to make a hit. He's ordering pizza. He's going to play now. He's going to be hungry. They're telling him just go out and have fun. Stay with the game plan, have fun. No problem.
Loaf of bread and quart of milk.
That's right. You know, make sure you can tell him you haven't played in a while. Just go and have a good time.
2nd and 7 for Ottawa. They have the ball. Ball at the 42. Allen with time. Airs it out down the middle. Looking for Gerald Alphin, who has not seen much action tonight, has 1 reception, and that's most unusual for Ottawa. Down to Scotto.
Steve, if your name is Eddie and you're playing on the Saskatchewan defense tonight, you're in trouble with injuries. Eddie Ray Walker's ankle injury is much more serious than first believed, and he will not be back tonight to be sure. And linebacker Eddie Lowe could not catch Chris Skinner on that Ottawa touchdown play late in the first half because prior to that, he'd already pulled his groin, and so the Roughriders of Saskatchewan have pulled Eddie Lowe out of the game for the rest of the night.
So once again, Scott, the 10 days that the Ottawa or the Saskatchewan Roughriders have between now and their next game will be put to good use. Time to rest those injured players. Schimmer with a good high punt. Albert Brown at his 20. Brown dropped at the 37-yard line. And don't forget our next game on CBC, the CFL on CBC, Thursday night. The undefeated Hamilton Ticats make their way to the Stampede City to take on the Calgary Stampeders. Stampeders 2-2. Who would have thought that?
Well, you know, the big thing with Calgary, if there's quarterbacks that give Hamilton trouble, it's guys like Danny Barrett, guys that can run around, create some havoc, make things happen. They're tough when you sit in the pocket. Danny's going to try to run them around, and they got an awful tough defense to contend with. So that'll be a good one.
His way up to the 40-yard line.
Quarterback is
a couple of nifty little dance steps in there to avoid tackle.
Number 75, Don Baldwin, has been a little battle with Dick Stevenson. As we look at Kent Austin's stats, 1 interception, 50% on the season. Thought he was being held, so Baldwin gave him a little shot. Kent Austin, he's a good football player. This is where a big advantage Saskatchewan has on Ottawa. Kent Austin's a proven quarterback. They can put him in.
It's time to put it up. He was looking down the right sidelines for Narcisse, and Narcisse claiming he was interfered with by Darryl Hopper and Tyrone Pope down the right side. Kent Austin coming into this game having completed 50% of his passes. He was 11 for 22, but that one falling incomplete, so he's just below 50%.
I think, if I remember right, he started the opening game against the Calgary Stampeders, and then Burgess came on in that fourth quarter, and he scored all those points, and since then, tough to get him out of the lineup.
A Baker punt taken by Darcy. Darcy does well to finally go out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Forced out there by John Hoffman, a 42-yard punt, a 14-yard return.
Well, the last series, what we saw Damon Allen do, throw the ball deep on second down. Saskatchewan's going to sit back. They're not going to allow you to hit them big ones on them. You can't score throwing deep right now. He's got to prove that they can move the offense against this tough Saskatchewan defense and stay short, pick up first down.
A lead for John Gregory and company, 41-14, 5:41 remaining to play, third quarter. Over the middle, intending for Denny Ferdinand. It's incomplete.
Well, he paid a heck of a price right there as he dumped that ball to Ferdinand. Number 39, Dave Albright, middle linebacker, ran right over top of him. That's Eddie Ray Walker. I would say he's definitely not coming back tonight, even before I saw his ankle. I mean, we just sweatsuits just aren't going to get it.
A suspected broken ankle, and that is not the kind of news that John Gregory wanted to hear. 2nd and 10 for Damon Allen and the Ottawa Roughriders. Ball at the 42. Allen under pressure. Cannot get away. His sack. James Curry once again his 2nd sack of the game, 7th of the season.
But watch the pressure from Donovan Wright, number 22. Watch him. He's going to come into your screen. There he comes, and he comes clean right through, forces Damon Allen to step around him, and this in turn allows Curry, who's been knocked on the ground, to make the sack. But Donovan Wright jumped through that hole, and you can't allow that to happen. He'll get the quarterback before he knows he'll hit him.
And when James Curry gets one hand on you, 9 times out of 10, you're going down.
30966.
Schimmer to punt. End over end. Brown at the 30. Tries to reverse his field, slips and goes down. You're watching Foster's CFL on CBC. Here at Taylor Field in Regina, it's 41-14 for the hometown Riders. 4:47 remaining to play, third quarter. 1st and 10, Saskatchewan. The ball at the 29. Austin, lots of time to put that one up. Looking for Narcisse way downfield.
Got a little bit of pressure that time. He got hit pretty good, and so did the receiver Narcisse. Sean Foodie coming from that safety position. That's what Steve Goldman wants. He wants some collisions with those receivers. Well, he got one. This time we're going to see Austin looking deep, lets it go, and who's going to put the hit on him? Number 75, Don Baldwin. That's his strength. That's what they got him for. Good pass rushing.
Well, that'll make it 2nd and 10 for the Saskatchewan quarterback, who came on in relief of Tom Burgess, who did an outstanding job. Gives it to McCray. McCray shy of the first down. John Ulmer, the former BC Lion, there to make the stop for Ottawa.
Great tackle by
He needs a shave. Tom needs a shave. Go take a shave, Tom. You're not going to play anymore. He has reasons to smile. He's had a pretty good night, hasn't he?
A very productive night.
I couldn't believe we hit town yesterday and people were complaining about you can't win with a guy that completes 42% of his passes. He's thrown 10 touchdowns in 4 games and 3 more tonight, or whatever it is.
Baker has to hurry the punt. And it bounces into bounds. Stacey Dawson can't get a hand on it before it goes into bounds. So it'll be 1st and 10 Ottawa from the 28-yard line. They have to put some points on the board as Steve Goldman and the Ottawa Roughriders are going to go home happy. They trail 41-14, 4:02 to play, third quarter.
Interesting sitting talking to Steve today. I mean, he's a straight shooter. You ask him questions, you get straight answers from him. He says, we're just not good enough yet. He says, hopefully now, we're not going to make many more changes. We're going to start putting this team together because he has made a few since training camp started.
Ferdinand. And Ferdinand brought down at the 25-yard line. Gary Lewis there to make the stop.
Gary Lewis.
Gets tough right now. You know, they know you have to throw the football. Because we said going into the football game, they haven't been in a position to run the ball a lot. They're always trailing. And now you look up at the scoreboard and you see the score reading the way it is, 41-14. You've got to throw that defensive line. They start just their time of night now. They know they're going to get some sacks.
2nd and 12, so they lose 2 on the last play. And Damon Allen is brought down in the backfield. Bobby Jurison, his first sack of the game, 3rd of the season.
Well, you have Denny Ferdinand, number 20, blocking on Jurison, and the pressure from the front 4, they force him to step up, and then Jurison comes and makes the tackle. Watch him. See 79 go outside, Albright up the middle, force him to move. Jurison now has gotten rid of Denny Ferdinand. He's there to make the sack. You're going to get sacks now. He needs a shave, too.
Samurai bandana. I certainly wouldn't tell him that.
Me neither. That's why I'm up here. I can say that.
3rd and 15, so the Rough Riders forced to punt. Schirmer. It's a good spiral. Brown. And brought down at the 50-yard line of Richie Hall. So once again, Saskatchewan will have excellent field position. The Ottawa Rough Riders just not able to dig themselves out of the hole, both in a positional sense and the big hole they've dug for themselves on the scoreboard. They trail 41-14.
I look across the field. I see Tony Kimbrough warming up. Might be nice to see the young man play.
That record set by Austin at Mississippi. McCray looking for some running room. Very tough to bring down.
This is that time when you're ahead this many points. If you're the offensive team of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, all you want to do is see the time roll off the clock. You know you can win the football game, but you want that clock to run. McCray and Allen up in the rushing leaders. I know the Saskatchewan's happy about McCray being up there, but I don't think Ottawa is that happy to see Damon Allen ranked 5th.
Austin to pass over the middle, complete, incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Tyrone Pope doing a good job covering on Elgard. And Elgard still looking for that elusive reception that will make him the all-time pass receiver.
He's not going to catch it till it's down near the end zone. He doesn't want it. Take a look and see what happens. Hopper, the corner, covering Narcisse, the receiver. Give him the shove. Now break to the outside. But by then, Austin's looking somewhere else. He came inside, and it allowed Pope to jump on Elgard's back.
Baker to punt with a 3rd and 7 situation. Wobbly punt off the side of his foot. Cornelius Reddick was there to try and return it, but no return on the punt. Goes out of bounds. And it looks as if we're going to get a new quarterback for the Ottawa Rough Riders, Tony Kimbrough.
6'2", 180 pounds, rookie out of Western Michigan. Talking to Coach Goldman about him today, he said he'd love to get him into the games more. He said, but he felt he had to keep Damon in there to play and try to get consistency. But I think it's a good idea tonight. Give him a chance to play his first snap of the season.
Saw some playing time in the exhibition season, but this is his first play of the regular season in the CFL. Kimbrough puts it up. It's complete. Williams upended at the 45-yard line, so Kimbrough will long remember that pass if he stays in the league for any length of time. His first one in regular season play, complete to Williams for the first down, and a good game.
This is the one thing they've had success with tonight, throwing the ball to the outside, so Kimbrough comes right with it. You know, he's on the sidelines writing down all the plays, therefore he knows what's going. He comes right back and throws you out to Byron Williams.
Have moved it up to the 47-yard line. This time to give to Orville Lee. Lee trying to find some running room on the left side.
Good move. You know, his instructions from Steve Goldman had to be go in and play the football game like it's nothing. You know, don't go in there and try to throw long, score touchdowns. This is your first opportunity to play. Just go in and run it like you'd run a normal game.
Yep. Okay.
Spends a lot of time on the phone, doesn't he?
Certainly does. Maybe he didn't get the order right the first time. Little action before the snap of the ball.
The pizza place called back to make sure he's the guy that ordered it.
Make sure he was holding the anchovies. What's the call?
Legal procedure. Ottawa number 57.
You're going to get these now with a rookie quarterback coming into a football game. You're going to get the change in the cadence. All quarterbacks have a little different way of calling signals, and as he gets under center, the way he calls the signals, you see his offensive lineman move. That's number 57, Brad Klopp. Can't come out of that stance.
Story of the penalties so far in this game. Second and 11. And the flags go down again.
This time, Yellow-Rinko, the right tackle, moved too fast, and then Kimbrough slipped.
And James Curry was there to give Mr. Kimbrough
Legal procedure.
Warm CFL
Ottawa number
welcome.
69 declined. Third down.
Oh, what are we doing out here now?
At the end of the third quarter,
Elford,
Saskatchewan 21,
run a pattern.
14.
We caught him in midair.
I guess he didn't like it.
You're watching Foster's CFL on CBC. We're just about to get underway here at Taylor Field in Regina, and it will begin with an Ottawa Roughriders punt. Schimmer will get this away from his own 27-yard line. Good high spiral. Richie Hall under it. Hall at the 33, back to the 30. Looking for some room, gets up to the 35-yard line where he's brought down, and once again the Saskatchewan Roughriders will have good field position from which to work as Kent Austin brings up the offensive troops onto the field. Richie Hall makes his way to the bench.
You know, it's amazing. We talk about Kent Austin being a regular and a veteran. I mean, he started the season as the #1 man. He hasn't played in about 3 games, and you can see the rust. You know, you can practice all you want, but game conditions are a lot different, aren't they?
Austin under pressure gets away from the first would-be tackler and then just fires the ball to the Saskatchewan Roughrider trainer.
Normie Fong, the equipment man, he dropped it. I can't believe that. He got better hands than that. It's going to be intentional grounding.
Normie looks like he should be playing offensive tackle and not wide receiver on the sideline.
Keeps a pretty neat clubhouse.
He certainly does. One of the neatest I've ever seen. Let's get the call from Ken Ladley.
Deliberate attempt grounding. Second down.
Well, they recognize that as deliberate grounding. There's the play selection so far. 10 rush, 21 pass for the Ottawa Roughriders. 17 rush, 36 pass for Saskatchewan. That's a good ratio, I think.
Both coaches would be happy with that. All they want, the Ottawa team would like to have more production out of it, that's all. But the ratio is pretty good.
Ball at the 35, second and 17. Austin under pressure, gets it away, complete to Bob Bresciani. Bresciani, good move. Bresciani up to midfield. Larry Hogue brings him down.
Turning wide open in the flat. He went up, he made his block, he leaked out into the flat. When Austin had to scramble, he couldn't help but see him. He's standing wide open out here. Look at Austin looking downfield. Now, Bresciani's already taken off. That allows the linebacker to come. But look, when he catches the football, who's close to him? Nobody. And then he just makes a good move right here, gets inside, picks up good yardage.
Fourth quarter just nicely underway. 13:22 to play as they try to reverse. Fairholm. And Fairholm stopped dead in his tracks at the 50-yard line. Runs smack into Ulmer.
You hear that hit all the way up here, those two helmets colliding like that. Coming wide, he's going to try to cut back, and he slips a little bit right here, and watch the head. Bang. John Ulmer, North Dakota, from Winnipeg, played some with the Bombers, out to the lines, and now in Saskatchewan.
Second and 5. Complete. Narcisse out of the 42-yard line, forced out there by Darrell Hopper.
A little bit of pressure on him, but he made the throw. The more he completes, the better the feel he'll get used to playing again, get sharp.
Austin came in relief of Burgess, who had moved the Saskatchewan offense exceptionally well in the first half. First and 10, ball at the 42. tripped up inside the 40-yard line by Darrell Hopper.
Sets in there and allows it to clear out and then just go look for an open area. McCray makes a catch, but Hopper was there that time. Didn't give him a chance to get started when he got 3 yards.
He is free, second down 7.
That Ottawa defense out there a long time. And that's one thing that head coach Steve Goldman did not want to have happen to his defense tonight, especially against the Saskatchewan offense. Austin has time. There's one out for Elgard. Touchdown! No! In and out of his arms. Elgard says, yes, I had it.
He didn't have it.
And the man right next to him says, no, you didn't again. That would have given Elgard the record, and I'm sure that's the one he wanted.
Don't throw him anymore. Make him wait till next game. No, he did drop the football. He did not have control of it when the ball popped out. The ball wobbled a little bit. He got behind Tyrone Pope. The ball was there. I don't think he had it.
I don't know that he ever had control
of it.
And that is the key. You must be able to control the football. So now Ridgway will attempt his 3rd field goal of the game. On the 46. It is good. You're one. Dave Ridgway has done his usual steady job for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And look where he is, all-time points leader in the CFL, number 8 overall. Dave Cutler, of course, number 1. Ridgway with 1,103 points.
So we're still waiting
up
for Rough
to
Rider
date.
jersey numbers. Those seated in section 25.
You can't survive in the CFL without a consistent place kicker, and Ridgway has been that for a number of years.
Section 24, row 44, C23. Come down to the timekeeper's bench.
11:29 to play, 4th quarter. 44-14 favors Saskatchewan. Cornelius Reddick. Good head of steam.
Taken by 8. Cornelius.
Still on his feet. Good return by Cornelius Reddick into Saskatchewan territory. Jeff Fairholm pulls him down.
It's a good job running with the football by Reddick. He just arrived from the Edmonton Eskimos. Needed somebody at that wide receiver position to go get the football, help him out on special teams. Well, he brought it back 42 yards, and that's good position for Kimbrough to start. You don't like to see that rookie start way back in his own end.
There's Reddick. Doesn't even look as if he's breathing hard after that return. 1st and 10, ball at the 53. Kimbrough, the 3-step drop, and then passes toward, no, make that Denny Ferdinand. I thought it was Orville Lee, but it was Ferdinand.
Richie Hall right up where he should be. Boy, he took one look. When Kimbrough cocked that arm to throw that little swing, he was in the backfield. You can see him now. He sees him look out here. As soon as he sees that quarterback turn, he comes off the field. He gets there and makes the tackle before those 2 linemen of Ottawa can get out there and block him.
I think that play has to be a little quicker developing. Slow set up. 2nd and 12. Kimbrough in and out of the arms of Byron Williams.
Never saw it. Never saw it. Albert Brown was coming in front of him looking for the interception. He forced the ball to be high. He gets it if the ball's down. Brown had been going the other way. Just thrown a little bit late.
One of the things that Steve Goldman said impressed him about Kimbrough was his arm. He shows us a good arm right there on the run.
See Albert Brown stepping in front. If that ball's thrown down on the money, they're going the other way with it. But as you say, he can throw it.
Punting situation for Tom Shimmer, 3rd and 12. Richie Hall. Hall jumped over one man, stopped short of the 30-yard line, brought down at the 28. 10:01 remaining to play. 4th quarter. We'll be right back. We've been comparing the passers in this game. How about the rushers? One-sided to say the least. McCray against Lee, 96-20 in favor of the Saskatchewan running back. And he's likely to see more action before this one's over. 1st and 10. Austin back to pass. Puts it up, looking for Fairholm. Got him. Fairholm dragged down inside the 40-yard line by Darrell Hopper. And that's about the 4th time that Hopper has had to pull somebody down to prevent the touchdown, and Fairholm went down very heavily on that leg.
Well, I don't like the looks of that one. The way that right leg, boy, when he was pulled down, Hopper tackled him from behind, and Fairholm struggling to keep moving. You're dragging a guy that's 200 pounds like Hopper with you, and he was on the back of that leg. Coming across the middle, he makes a nice reception and then turns upfield. Cuts back to the inside. Here comes Hopper. Now watch the right leg of Fairholm. He gets trapped underneath him. And right now they're out examining Jeff Fairholm. So, you know, like we saw that injury, Eddie Ray Walker's 10 days isn't going to be enough for that one to heal. We certainly hope Jeff Fairholm's isn't as serious.
What a sensational rookie year Fairholm had for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And he has come back with another outstanding season. And like Ron said, let's hope this is not too serious. He seems to be able to get to his feet. And he is walking off under his own power, and he gets a standing ovation from the crowd here at Taylor Field.
Well, you have to like the way the guy plays football. He will get open. He'll catch it in a crowd. He catches it, as you just saw, coming across the middle, and that's where you test receivers. Will they catch it where they're going the heaviest? And that's in the middle of the field.
A 43-yard gain on that last play. And again, Austin puts it up complete to McRae. McRae dropped at the 27-yard line. Charles Merritt there to make the tackle.
If you look at Austin right now, when he came in to start his time in this football game, first 3 or 4 passes he threw weren't real sharp. He is delivering the football now with a lot of authority, which means the confidence starts to come back. The game action takes over, and now he's pleased with his performance. You have to play as a quarterback to stay sharp.
That was good for the first down. The ball's at the 26, 1st and 10. Austin puts it up, complete. Elgard, finally the record. You were right. He was saving the record-catching catch for a touchdown.
You don't want to mess around. Why catch until you can score? You remember it better. 329, there it is. Now he's number 1. He'll say, I got a touchdown on it, too.
He moves 1 catch in front of Chris DeFrance to become the all-time leading Saskatchewan receiver. This is Foster's CFL on CBC. Welcome back to Taylor Field in Regina, where the Saskatchewan Roughriders have just put together another touchdown drive, capped by this pass from Austin to Elgard.
What's the delivery? Nice throw, as I said. He's getting confidence. Elgard makes a nice catch in the hole, in the open zone, falls into the end zone. Got the touchdown on his record-setting catch.
Touchdown, lucky number, courtesy of.
And he moves 1 catch in front of Chris DeFrance, as signaled by Kent Austin for Ray Elgard. 51-14, Saskatchewan over the Ottawa Roughriders. We were talking to John Goldman before the game. He said, you know, we haven't been blown out in any of our games except the Winnipeg game at Lansdowne Park. They're certainly getting blown out in this one. Stacey Dawsey just simply couldn't find the handle on that one. Donovan Wright there to bring him down. And while we were away for that last Foster's break, a standing ovation for Ray Elgard.
Well, that's a couple of pretty good receivers he passed up in Chris DeFrance. And now he's just about to go by Hugh Campbell. He's had a good career. And people here appreciate football, and he's played a lot of good football for this club.
And he made the record-setting catch. Touchdown. 1st and 10 Ottawa. Kimbrough to put it on. Complete to Reddick. Reddick close to the first down.
That's where you can test the quarterback's arm. When he can take the ball and drop it right back. The ball's fairly close to this hash mark and throw it to the wide side of the field. On the money, on time. Got a pretty good arm.
He was more than close. He had the first down by a yard. So it's 1st and 10 Ottawa. The ball at the 46-yard line. 8:24 to play, 4th quarter. 51-14, Saskatchewan lead. Reed. Good hole. Reed down inside the 50-yard line.
Robert Reed.
Robert Reed played a little bit of football here in Saskatchewan. He's been in the league 6 years out of Simon Fraser. Getting a chance to carry the football, and the draw play worked pretty well, and Harry Skipper had to make the tackle.
First and 10 at the
7:56 to play. The clock is running here at Taylor Field. Ball at the 49. Little early motion before the snap of the ball. Kimbrough really airs this one out. He was looking for Byron Williams, almost the interception. Albert Brown almost pulled that one in. Let's go to Scott.
Well, Steve, on the Saskatchewan bench, the good news about Rider receiver Jeff Fairholm is that they're calling his ankle injury only a slight sprain, so obviously not nearly as serious as it looked. He'll need the 10-day break to get over it. His major concern right now, as you can see the ice on the ankle, is that his golf game during the Rider break upcoming will be disrupted.
Well, I know he'll forget about the golf game if he can get back and play in 10 days' time. That's the big thing. And the way he went down, boy, you never know what you come out of there with. He was very fortunate, and we're happy for him.
In and out of the arms of a Saskatchewan Roughrider. Was intended for Alphen.
Dave Albright, the middle linebacker, seemed to get over there awful quick. This guy's playing a pretty good football game tonight. You know, that front four, they get a lot of publicity, but he leads them in tackles, and that time he's over there defending the pass, and he's played very well for him last few years.
7:11 to play. 2nd and 5 Ottawa. Ball at the 44. Kimbrough puts it up again, intended for Williams, incomplete. Albert Brown was covering on the play, on the fingertips of Williams again, so he's not overthrowing by that much.
Going to get a holding call here against Ottawa.
Holding, Ottawa number 20, declined, 3rd down.
Saskatchewan declining the penalty, as you might expect, forcing the Ottawa Roughriders to once again punt the ball. I'm not sure that I wouldn't gamble here. You're down 51-14. What's the sense in punting?
That was 5 yards to go.
Schirmer. Narcisse lets it bounce. And they'll pick up a point. They need a lot more than single points. That makes it 51-15 with 6:41 to play in the 4th quarter. Don't forget, immediately following the game tonight, we'll have the Foster's MVP, and I don't think there's any question that it won't come from those two gentlemen, but more likely to come from the green and white bench belonging to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Could go with Burgess for sure. How about the receivers? Elgard and Fairholm. How about McCray? Nilson Jones. Bresciani, the ball carrier that time for Saskatchewan. So head coach John Gregory going to his bench. Give the backup players a chance to show what they can do.
You know, you see a score of 51-14 or whatever it is up there, 51-15. You tell them, you know, you don't want to run the score up, but you can't tell the backup quarterback to go in there and not throw the football. This is when they get a chance to throw it, work on their timing.
Austin puts it up, looking for Narcisse. Incomplete. Hopper is covering on the play.
Took a heck of a hit from Lloyd Lewis. Coming on that defensive lineman, Ottawa Roughriders, one of their strong people up there. Put good pressure on him. Just that ball was released, he dropped them.
I like the job that Hopper's done tonight. He's been beaten on a couple of plays, but he just doesn't quit.
Good coverage downfield. See Hopper just sitting back there waiting on it. Didn't go for that first move.
Punt from Baker. Dawsey, 35. And he's knocked back to the 34-33 yard line. Junior Robinson over there to force the punt return out of bounds. So that brings on Tony Kimbrough once again. Kimbrough replacing Damon Allen as the quarterback for the Ottawa Roughriders, seeing his first regular season CFL action for Steve Goldman and the Riders. 5:30 to play. 51-50 score in favor of Saskatchewan. Kimbrough. Brilliant. Brought down by Albert Brown.
It's the only pass that they've been consistently able to throw tonight. It's that quick short out to the outside. And Saskatchewan's going to be more than willing to give that to you. Now, they're just not going to try to get beat deep. They don't mind you taking the football and working it down the field, using some time off the clock. They're just not going to gamble on letting you beat them deep.
The Ottawa Roughriders below average in their passing game. Saskatchewan well above their average, as reflected in the score, 51-15. Going to measure this. Might be an exercise in futility when you look at the scoreboard.
It's the first down.
As Steve Goldman says, we'll take him any way we can get him.
Right now you have to. Just got to keep plugging away. It's not a pleasant time. The tough place to be is on that side of the field, and looking up that scoreboard and trailing by that many points.
Kimbrough. Flags go down. Kimbrough puts it up, and a good defensive play. That was intended for Alpha, but a flag was down.
Slot back this side of the field. Steve Howlett, 32, was offside. But
Ottawa number 32 declined.
Well played by the Harry skipper. He just sat back in that zone, and again, when that ball is thrown, he goes to it. Look over here a little longer. You got to hold him. Just can't throw it in there quick enough.
Second down and 10.
Kimbrough's not very happy, but Skipper's the guy that made the play. Good defense.
Kimbrough, the moment he had the ball in his hands, was nailed by Gary Lewis. His third sack of the game, 5th of the season.
I don't know if you can ever get in there much faster than he did on that particular play. He timed the snap just right, and when Kimbrough got the ball, he was already reaching for him. Watch number 79. There he goes. Look at that. He is inside. He jumped inside to the tackle, Kerry Yellorenko, and he was reaching for Kimbrough before he had 2 steps.
-7 on the play.
And many of the fans here at Taylor Field are making their way towards the exit, as well they might. 51-15 in favor of the hometown Riders as Ottawa set to punt. Narcisse lets it bounce, picks it up. And just goes down, sits down at the 35-yard line. Sliding into third base there.
Whatever he was, he didn't make any attempt to get up, and that was the wise thing. You just sit there, they'll just touch you. You try to get up, they're going to let you have it. Played a pretty solid game tonight for that front four. Gary Lewis has been in a lot of plays. I haven't seen linemen get off the ball any quicker than he did that last play.
Well, if you wanted to pick a Foster's MVP from the defensive side of the ball for Saskatchewan, it might be Gary Lewis. But I suspect it's going to come from the offensive side because that's where McRae and the Roughriders have shone tonight. McRae picking up more valuable yardage, over 100 yards now on the game. 3:26 to play. 51-15.
14 years, Roger Aldag's been playing that guard position and just tries to come down right onto the hip of the center and turn out on the first different colored jersey he finds, and he did a good job.
Need 2 yards for the first down. Again, they give it to McRae. McRae picks his spot, picks up the first down. Should have to get over the 45-yard line, depending when they mark the ball. 3 minutes remaining to play. Fourth quarter, 51-15, Saskatchewan. Gregory talking to the troops on the sidelines with less than 3 minutes to play now here at Taylor Field. in a rout for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, about to take the lead in the West over the Edmonton Eskimos with their 4th win of the season. They have the lead by 2 points. Kevin Dixon, the ball carrier that time, so Gregory really going to the bench now to give everybody a chance to play a little in this ball game.
Well, you know, you sit on that bench as a backup, and like right now, you see sitting behind Milson Jones and McCray and then Bresciani. You know, Dixon doesn't get a chance to play. You know, the game may be out of reach, but he doesn't know it. He'd like to go out there and do something really well, really great.
Austin, complete to Elgard. Elgard leaps over his own man, crashes down inside the 40-yard line. Patrick Wayne pulls him down. When Elgard is airborne, he's a missile.
Sure is. It's 225 pounds moving straight ahead, but that was a well-thrown football by Austin. He's right on target now. It just seems like every series got sharper. Elgard caught it, turned upfield, and as you say, he went right over top. He's still a load to bring down.
A 27-yard gain for number 81, Elgard. He is now 4 yards shy of the all-time record held by Louis Huey. Ron Lancaster threw a couple of passes too in his time. 5,421 to 5,425.
I don't think there's any doubt he's going to get that this year.
Will he get it tonight? Will he get it on the next play? It took him a long time to get the #1 career reception mark for Saskatchewan.
I hope he gets it. Get it over with. Let's go.
2 records in one night possibility for Ray Elgard. The fans have to entertain themselves somehow here at Taylor Field, and they've got the wave going.
It's been a tough night for the Ottawa Roughriders. They come in here and catch a red-hot Saskatchewan team, and Tom Burgess wasted no time getting that offense in high gear, did he?
Darrell Harper, the injured Ottawa Roughrider, a fair number of injuries for Saskatchewan tonight, but so far, at least, the Ottawa Roughriders have managed to escape the injury bug. But having said that, Harper.
Looks like at least his is a hand. No big deal. He can run. This will heal. Right here, you see him taking the hit. Bang. Throws that arm up. Probably jammed that hand on Elgard. As you said, a 225-pound airborne coming at you. Tough to stop.
So Harper comes off with the injured hand, and he was just back from an injury. This is his first game back. Now all eyes on Mr. Elgard once again, needing 4 yards to surpass Hugh Campbell.
37-yard line.
Bresciani tries the right side. It's across the 35-yard line, met there by Patrick Wayne.
Well, they're trying to run the football, try to work on it, give those guys some work, eat up some time on the clock, but you get into a second down situation. I heard John Gregory tell Steve Austin, just use your head and move the football. Second down and 8, you would expect Austin to look for a short pattern to pick up a first down and keep that clock running and keep the football.
Second and 7, ball from the 34. Dixon, lots of blocking. Dixon fumbles, but pulls it in at the 10-yard line. Larry Hogue there to make this stop.
Well, you got a good look at that moving screen or slip screen, whatever you want to call it. Dixon just swings out of the backfield, and it looked like the entire offensive line of Saskatchewan was over out there in front of him. Wave of white jerseys coming down the field. Elgard comes off. Man coverage, you block him. Stay with him. Stay with him. Keep him out of the play. If he wants to go out of bounds, go with him.
And then Elgard got some help, and Dixon was finally brought down. First and 10. They give to McCray. McCray down to the 5-yard line.
Oh, the Ottawa Roughriders, you know, now tonight they come in here and they get blown out pretty good. They don't have a whole lot to look forward to. On the 17th, they've got the Edmonton Eskimos coming in. Now, they got about a week or so to get ready. Got to try to just put this out of your mind. Forget it. It's gone. That's what Steve was saying today. Goldman, when he was telling, he says, When you get beat, you got to get it out of your system in a hurry. Let's go home, start to prepare. Another week, another game, and let's look forward instead of backwards.
Second down, ball at the 5. 49 seconds to play. Austin over the middle, and in and out of the arms of Ray Elgard, needing 4 yards. That would have given him another record, but he dropped it. Tyrone Pope covering on the play, and that would have given him another touchdown.
He's really dragging this thing out, isn't he?
He's building the drama.
Austin looking right for him, too. We're going to see the interference call. Knock it, hit the camera. Elgard got the hand up. They called number 6 for interference. I think he just dropped the football.
With the penalty,
He's going to take an awful good hit. I did see that hit coming. That's Pooty, the safety man, coming on a safety blitz, come through clean. Puts a pretty good shot on him. Now they're down to the 1-yard line, and let's see who gets it.
3 cracks from here, first and goal. They give to McRae, touchdown! Tim McRae with his second TD of the night gives the Saskatchewan Roughriders 57 points.
This is the lead right behind Bresciani. You see Bresciani runs the lead blocker straight ahead. You just follow him into the hole. McRae goes up and over and falls across the goal line. I think this game is over.
This one ended a long time ago. Ridgway makes it 58, and that's the most points in a game this season by any club. Saskatchewan now on top, 58-15. 112-20. You have to give that man a strong nod for Foster's MVP.
Here he comes again. Come right at you. Up. Get that head and shoulders down and just flick right into the end zone. Make sure when you go up in the air, get the head and shoulders down. Otherwise, you hang up there, some linebacker's going to stick you. And put that head right in your chest, and you won't go any further. McRae's a good running back. They're really happy with him on him tonight. It's his first 2 touchdowns of the season coming in. You'd think with the way they've scored this season, he'd have a lot of them, but no, he got his first 2 of the season. I'll tell you, you got to feel for him. You know, he is doing a good job.
Inside, I mean, he's got to feel torn apart.
You know what he's thinking about right now? What's he going to say to his club after the game? There's no sense hollering at him. They know coming into this year, they were not good enough to compete with the top clubs in the league. All you have to do is look for some improvement week in, week out. He didn't get the improvement that he wanted tonight. He got a beating tonight that I don't think he was expecting to take. What he's got to do is just impress on these guys that we're going to get better. Look forward to Edmonton, because you better get ready for the Eskimos, and it's going to be right in Lansdowne Park.
Cornelius Reddick. Straight up the middle. Good speed. Finally pulled over at the 53-54-yard line. Quick block in there for Saskatchewan to lead the charge. Took him 3 minutes and 14 seconds to put the ball in the end zone. 9 plays, 75 yards, capped off by Tim McRae's second TD of the night. Saskatchewan has scored every which way in this game against their eastern cousins tonight. Kimbrough decides to run himself. And he gets across the 45-yard line. Dave Albright does make the stop.
Does a wise thing, too. Look, he steps up in the pocket, avoids the rush, takes off running, sees 3 white jerseys. He's surrounded. Get down. Don't take that extra hit. Goes to the hurry-up offense. Just a plus.
We've seen a lot of great games in the CFL this season. This isn't one of them. Kimbrough dancing around. Should have the first down by about a yard or 2 to spare. 9 seconds remaining to play until this long summer's night is over for Ottawa.
I'd like to see him step back now and send 4 of them going, and let's try to throw it in the end zone.
Why not?
Throw it into the end zone. Steve Goldman's been very honest with the people of Ottawa. I was up there a few weeks ago, watched them practice, had the opportunity to interview Steve and listen to him on some interviews. very straightforward. He said, coming into this season, we did not have a competitive training camp because we didn't have good enough players. And he's been slowly trying to put a team together. He's not going to be happy about this game tonight, but he will get things going.
And Ron, I know you echo this sentiment. In spite of this setback tonight, as embarrassing as it might be, I know you wish Steve Goldman and General Manager Joanne Polak the best of luck. All the luck in the world in terms of getting the money from the Ottawa Carleton Regional District.
Well,
keep this franchise alive.
See, that's another thing with Steve. I mean, with all the negative stuff that's been hitting him in the papers by a lot of people that don't understand things, Steve's had to keep that away from his players. Like, you talk about it, don't let it affect you, keep your minds on football, but you can't, in a city like that, go anywhere without people talking about it. It's very hard on the football players. Now, I'm not saying that's why they're losing, because it isn't. They've just got to get better as a football team, but you need everything in your favor when you're trying to win.
Well, it's a franchise worth saving, and I hope they vote to save it in the true democratic way. 9 seconds to play. 1st and 10. Ball at the 34. Kimbrough under pressure. Sacked. Bobby Jurison, 2nd sack of the game, 4th of the season. When he gets an arm on you, very few get away.
Yeah, it was funny talking to Ted Heath, the defensive coach of Saskatchewan. Their injuries out in BC forced them to move Bobby Jurison, the linebacker. You know, I remember seeing the game and seeing him back covering passes. I didn't realize he was playing linebacker, but they moved him back there, and he did a good job. But this is what he does best, rush quarterbacks.
Should be the final play of the game. 2nd and 19 for the Ottawa Roughriders. Kimbrough looking downfield, puts it up. This is up for anyone, up for grabs. It's intercepted by Richie Hall. But a flag goes down, so the game cannot end on a penalty. So we are going to get another play, at least, as Kimbrough put that one up. There were more white jerseys in the area than there were black, and it turned out to be an interception for Saskatchewan, but the penalty may nullify that. Here it is.
Going to pass interference.
Forward pass interference. Saskatchewan number 9. 1st down, Ottawa.
Well, it's going to give one more shot to Kimbrough, a chance to throw his first touchdown pass. I'd like to see him do it. Just for him. It's not going to make any difference in the outcome of the game. But it's his first chance he's had to play that season.
First down, Ottawa.
Showed a little bit of poise, running ability, scrambling, threw the ball fairly well. He might as well cap it off with a touchdown.
Why not, indeed? Would do wonders for the rookie's confidence. Should be the last play of the game. No time showing on the scoreboard clock. Kimbrough with time, fires over the middle. And it is a touchdown. In and out of the arms of a couple of Saskatchewan Roughriders. Gerald Alphin, who has not been busy all night long, comes up with a touchdown. So Kimbrough gets his first CFL TD.
Well, it is good for Kimbrough. He just sets back in the pocket. Elfin turned right under the goalpost. He let it go. And as you say, I thought it was intercepted twice. He threw that ball very hard. He does have a strong arm, but I thought it was intercepted twice before it got there. Good concentration by Elfin. He gets the touchdown. So Dorsey gets to kick another point.
Dorsey will try to make it 22. So the margin will be somewhat more respectable for the Ottawa Roughriders. Dorsey puts it up between the uprights, and that makes it 58-22. The final score here at Taylor Field in Regina tonight. It was all Saskatchewan Roughriders and John Gregory. Saskatchewan picking up their 4th win of the season. A 58-22 drubbing of the Ottawa Roughriders. As you might expect in a Saskatchewan Roughrider romp here at Taylor Field, the Foster's MVP comes from the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Tom Burgess, who threw 32 passes, completed 20 for 305 yards and 4 touchdowns, including that one to Jeff Fairholm. The Foster's MVP, Tom Burgess of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Now let's go down to Scott Oak, who's with the MVP.
Tom Burgess, you guys were rolling tonight, and I guess we could say that Ottawa was reeling. It seemed that every time your offense touched the ball, you got some points on the board. I can't imagine, despite the fact that Ottawa's been struggling, that you thought it would be that easy.
I don't think it's ever easy, but I think that they're pretty easy to read. They're pretty basic on defense, and it gave me a chance to know where to go with the football, and a lot of the guys I threw to did a lot of good things with the ball.
You got a miniature playbook on your wrist here. I'm not sure you needed it tonight.
Well, I refer to it quite a bit. It's what we work on during the week, and you know, you need it because that's where I got all my plays. But you know, I think a lot of plays would have worked tonight, and we are very fortunate. A lot of times we had the best play for their defense. Timmy McRae one time, nobody covered him because they had all the linebackers to the left side. We had the right play on the right situation.
It seemed on many occasions tonight that the Ottawa defense virtually surrendered the middle. Jeff Fairholm on the post pattern was a common sight tonight.
Well, they play a lot of two-zone, and what they try to do is just put 2 people deep to cover the whole field, and they're trying to run linebackers underneath, but we caught them one time without them running anybody underneath, and we got a big one.
I want to ask you about Ray Elgard and his record-setting catch. I would have thought you'd be able to throw it to him sometime in the first 3 quarters, but boy, it seemed like he wanted to make a production of it and wait until it was a certain touchdown reception.
That's great for Ray. Ray's a great football player, and we really need him.
He's in some outstanding company now, isn't he? Huey Campbell, and, George Reed, others.
That's the guys they tell me about. I'm sure Mr. Lancaster can tell you more about those guys.
Yes, he certainly can. Well, let me ask you about the Saskatchewan Roughriders and the feeling on this team right now versus the way it was as recently as 2 years ago.
Well, we're struggling a little bit on defense with injuries, but they're still playing well. And I think the biggest change for us this season, as opposed to last season, we got so much confidence in what we're doing on offense. We got 4 really good weapons as receivers, and our backs are as good as anybody's. And we're just so confident that we can move the ball and score points right now. And I think we're just running on that momentum. And right now, I think we're winning games on offense where we didn't do that so much last year. I think defense won a lot of big games, and we just scored enough points to win. Now we're going out there, and we're really showing that we can put as many points on the board as it takes.
Very well-rounded offense indeed. And you said to me a couple of weeks ago, well, about a week ago in Winnipeg, in fact, that the feeling on this team as recently as 3 years ago was that you weren't certain you could win every time you stepped on the field, but that's not the case now.
That's, I think it's part of the growing. You look at a team like Ottawa 2 years ago, we were just like that. We were in a lot of games, a lot of tight ones towards the end. We didn't know how to pull it out. We didn't really believe that we could win those games. I think they're going through the same kind of thing. It just takes time. You need a little stability and keep the same guys around. And sooner or later, you get the right mix of people, and things start clicking. I think third year, we got things clicking. We're pretty confident.
You've got to feel sorry for your former offensive coordinator, Steve Goldman, who was with you last year.
I sure do, but I think he's doing a lot of good things over there. I think he's the kind of coach that they need to get things going. It's not going to happen overnight, and I think everybody knows that, and he certainly said that. But I think he's doing a lot of good things, and offensively, I think they've done some really good things this year.
Tom Burgess, winning quarterback in every way here at Taylor Field in Regina tonight. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your selection as the Foster's MVP. Steve?
Thanks, Scott. I'm standing by with Mr. Lancaster. I feel like I should add senior to that. An outstanding night for many Saskatchewan Roughriders, including Ray Elgard.
Yeah, I'm glad he finally got those records. Let's get him out of the way. I mean, he had 18 games to get him. Austin straight back, no problems. Just throws it in the hole. Elgard falls into the end zone. But it's just one of many tonight. I think the key tonight was what Tom Burgess said. The Ottawa defense was very easy for him to read. He made the right reads, and the receivers made big plays out of it. And Tom Burgess told you a whole lot about how to play football right there.
The Saskatchewan Roughriders now get a 10-day break. The big question is, in the West at least, can anybody stop the Saskatchewan Roughriders?
Well, I felt all along before the season started the Saskatchewan Roughriders and Edmonton Eskimos were going to be 1-2. They haven't met yet. I think when they get together, it's going to be a heck of a football game, and those days are coming.
An awesome display by Tom Burgess and the Saskatchewan Roughriders here at Taylor Field tonight. A lopsided 58-22 victory over the Ottawa Roughriders. Right now, back to Scott.
And Steve, the Western Riders continue to impress then, pending the outcome of Edmonton's game with BC on Wednesday night. The Riders find themselves in sole possession of first place in the West with a record of 4-1. We said at the start of the telecast that Saskatchewan fans have waited a long time for this, and few would argue that they deserve the right now to cheer for a first-place team. For the Eastern Riders, the beat goes on. Another loss tonight, 0-5. They face an even bigger battle later this week when they go to regional government looking for $500,000. Once again, the Saskatchewan Roughriders over the Eastern Riders from Ottawa in a walk tonight. Our next telecast in the CFL on CBC, Thursday night from Calgary, the CFL's only unbeaten team, Hamilton, there to play the Stampeders. Good night from Regina. The head of network sports for CBC TV is Arthur Smith. Senior producer of the CFL on CBC is Lee Herberman. Tonight's game from Taylor Field, produced by Steve Lansky. Our director tonight, Ron Harrison. Our isolation director, Brant Haywood. And our thanks to the rest of the CBC personnel who helped make this telecast possible. A final reminder to be with us again on Thursday evening from McMahon Stadium in Calgary. Good night from Regina.
A bubbly cocktail waitress suddenly finds herself in the international spotlight. Goldie Hawn practices her protocol. Friday at 9.
CFQC TV's product of the week this week is Frisky's new Grand Gourmet Dinner for dogs. Choose from beef and liver, beef or turkey, and bacon. CFQC TV's product of the week is on display at your nearest Safeway.
New Timotei shampoo. So mild, you can wash your hair as often as you wish. Containing natural herb extracts, New Timotei always leaves your hair soft and shiny with a fresh smell of summer meadows. New Timotei shampoo and conditioner, so mild, you can wash your hair as often as you wish.
He had good reason for leaving home. She was giving him what he